Alright, bet. Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Tej, and today I'm gonna be showing y'all how to make an ambient beat for Lil Baby and Gunna. So I'm gonna be showing y'all some of the sound selection and some of the VSTs and sounds that you could use. And I'm just gonna show y'all kind of how I went through my whole process of making my melodies, the layers, and creating the sample, and also the drums. And with all that out of the way, let's hop right into the beat. So first I want to talk about the tempo. Usually Lil Baby beats are like between 120 or 125 BPM to like 140 to 145. And so I wanted to go with something that's a little faster because I'm not going to be using like the triplet hi-hat pattern. I'm just going to be basing it off of a typical two-step pattern. And so I opted to go with 141 beats per minute. So hopping into our first melody, I got this GH101 synth key sound from an Astral Bank in Analog Lab 5. And I laid out this really simple chords melody. It's just a normal minor triad in the key of D sharp minors. So D sharp, F sharp, and A sharp, the 1, 3, and 5 of the scale. And then I just copied that over and I just dropped the 3 down to the 2 in the scale. So we have more of like a suspended chord. So the first 2 chords by themselves sound something like this. That kind of gives it like a more darker ambient type of vibe, maybe something reminiscent of like Southside or Metro. I went ahead and I just copied that pattern for the full 8 measures. The only other change that I made was I took the 5 of the scale and I moved it up to the 6 in the 5th and 6th measures. And that just changes it up and gives it a little more variation. So instead of sounding like it did before, we'll have something that sounds a little more like this. And then I just added a couple accent notes up here just to make it a little different, just add some variation. So I took that and I stuck it into a mixture track and I put some effects on it. So first thing I did is I got this RC20 and I put it on the vinyl 3 and I put the wobble to like 10%. And then I turned the noise off and everything else should be about the same. Then I put this Finisher Micro plugin. This is a free plugin and I highly recommend it. It's really, really good to just add some extra sauce to your melodies. And I just left it on the default infinity setting and I added this knob. So without it, our melody sounds something like this. And with it, it sounds something like this. And then I put some halftime on, put it on the 1/2 on the loop, and then I ended up making an automation clip out of that. And then lastly, I put a low cut on it just to cut out some of the lows from the halftime when it is on in automation. And that's pretty much all I had for my first melody. And for my next melody, I went back to the Astral Bank in Analog Lab and I got this usability preset, and I think I adjusted this macro 1 a little bit down so it has a little bit of a different sound. In the MIDI, we got a melody that looks something like this. So with our first pad sound, we got something that sounds like this. All right, so for the last part of the melody, I just have this synth bass and I put in this bass pattern with our other 2 melodies. All right, so now that we got all of our melodies, I'm gonna show y'all what I did with the drums. So first thing I did was add this clap snare combo. So next I went in and I put in a 2-step hi-hat pattern as like the bass, and I put in a bunch of rolls using the 1/3 step snap setting. And I used the trick that I showed y'all in my Pyrex Whippet tutorial. So I go to this paintbrush tool right here. I go in and I draw a bunch of these notes, and it's a heck of a lot easier to use than just the normal pencil. I believe some of these like finer chopped rolls right here are probably using 1/6 step, but for the most part, I think almost all of them are using the 1/3 step snapping. And so with our clap, we got something that sounds like this. So then I threw that hi-hat into a mixer track and I put some looperator on it, and I put these effects on it. I kept it pretty simple. I didn't want to make it too complicated. Just because I already had like a bunch of rolls and stuff in it. And so my rendered audio clip sounds something like this. Then I added a Southside open hat, and I have this sound enveloped right here. And this is what it sounds like with our other drums. And then I put in this snare pattern. The normal snares are pretty simple. They just hit on the end of 1 and the end of 4 on the 2nd and the 6th measure. And then I just added this like snare roll transition kind of over here. So with the rest of our drums, we got something like this. And that snare roll I only use like on occasion, and I only have it played in a few instances throughout the beat. It's not really common. And then I added a boosted spins 808 pattern. And then lastly, I added a kick just to add some more punch to the 808 and just to add a little more variability to the rest of the beat. Alright, so that's pretty much all I got. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope you were able to take something away from it. Leave some recommendations in the comments below on what you think I should do next. Go follow my Instagram, link in the description, or at beatsbytej. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe. And that's pretty much all I got. So hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Peace.